Let's shift focus on to this. Now that you've unwrapped those Christmas gifts, what to do with all that wrapping paper? Well, many South Africans pile it with household waste without a second thought. According to the Paper Recycling Association of South Africa, only 5% of homes recycle their paper. We really need to change that. So what should you do with that Christmas wrapping? To tell us more, I'm joined by Ursula Henneberry from the Paper Recycling Association of South Africa. A very good morning to you. We hardly ever think about the environmental impact of Christmas, do we, or the festive season. I'd like to first of all start off with perhaps the wrapping paper. We'll get into all the other goodies in a moment. Just how recyclable is that wrapping paper, especially the glossy, nice looking one that we want to impress people with?
Good, thank you very much, Gudu. The wrapping papers here that you see have got a bit of sheen to it, but it's not waxed.
Okay.
So these are, despite all the inking and the prettiness of it, these are recyclable.
Okay.
This, unfortunately, is a no-no. There is too much foil on this. It would have to go straight to landfill.
So that is not recyclable at all?
This is not recyclable. So in your gifting, what we want householders to do is to think about what they are doing, what they are buying, and is it recyclable? Because what we don't realize, or what we tend to forget sometimes, is that all these, this packaging that I've brought here is saleable. It is collected by our reclaimers, by our street collectors, taken to a buyback centre and resold. The minute you stop your thought process and don't do something as environmentally friendly as this, and you go for this, you're actually hindering their income-generating opportunities.
Sure.
So this, unfortunately, will have to go to landfill. When your street reclaimers go through your bin and see something like this, they say, yay, you know, I can resell this.
Right.
So let's just go here to Hewlett's foil freezer packs. Even though this contains a foil package, they've been quite sensible about the packaging, because this is recyclable. Despite all the inking, the printing, it's recyclable.
Okay.
Great choice.
Okay.
In your gifting, if you went to something brown paper wrapped with a bit of string, a sprig of lavender or a fern or something, great choice. Unfortunately, sellotape has got the plastic and it's got the glue.
So
once that gets into the paper manufacturing process, we have a problem with it, because you can process that piece of plastic to the nth degree. It will break up into small particles, but it will always be there.
Sure, so sellotape is also a bad.
So try and avoid sellotape if you can, or look for those that are paper-based with a soluble glue on it.
Right.
Because your gift is going to be wrapped for a short while, it's going to be torn open, so why go for sellotape, which is not recyclable?
How do you respond to someone that says, but that's not pretty, that brown paper is not pretty and that ribbon is just not pretty? They want something that will make the kids all excitable and just want to open that gift.
You know, Dudu, we are finding that householders and our consumers are getting far more intelligent, far more environmentally friendly. So a little girl might think it's not pretty, but if she knows that this is recyclable, if she understands that when a reclaimer in the street collects it out of your bin and she's helping to put food on his table, he is reselling it, the paper is being recycled into a new product, so that little girl's gift or that little boy's gift or my gift is living on.
And who's better
long
to hold
after,
accountable than our young
absolutely.
ones?
So we've got to educate the children and householders.
Right. Let's take a look at other recyclable goods that
I think as we speak, we'll find that all our bins are full to overflowing with all the Christmas packaging. I guarantee that if we went through those bins and retrieved what is recyclable, you would end up with that much in your black bin. What we want people to do is put the recyclables into a separate bin, a separate packet, to make it easier for the reclaimer.
Right.
We say that the reclaimers are so inconsiderate, they come around, they go through my bin, they leave everything around the bin for me to clean up. What about us being considerate towards them and keeping it clean and dry? The thing with paper recycling is that the paper has got to be kept clean and dry. Reclaimers get paid a far higher price for material that is clean and dry. If it's too soiled, it's got to be processed too much. Your carbon footprint increases with all that cleaning of your actions. You have put that amongst your turkey legs or the pumpkin that your child didn't eat. So let's be considerate towards each other. So what I do want to point out, lots of people are not aware that milk and juice cartons are recyclable, for example. So when you have finished with your juice, you just unpack it like this, squash it flat, so it takes up less space in your bin, and you can recycle that. Why is it recyclable? And why am I, as a paper person, talking about milk and juice cartons? You have here lots of beautiful inking, a glossy finish, not a problem. Only 5% of aluminium foil, but if you tear this, within this is 75% paper board. So we extract that in the manufacturing process. We, in the recycling process, we extract the paper board. The foil and the outer side is separated. The pulp is used to make new brown paper, and this is used to make things like clipboards. We're in a study now to make roof tiles from this. So please recycle your milk and juice cartons, your custard cartons. Wine bottles, thank you Eddie Cross for this gift that we enjoyed. So your wine bottles are recyclable, your packaging. Getting back to Christmas, your crackers. What you would have to do as a householder is to separate the plastic from the cardboard. Put this aside. This is fully recyclable. Great choice. But you do have to separate it.
Do you then put all these things in separate plastic bags for the collectors, or you can just put it in one bag?
Put it into one bag. We go around educating collectors on how to separate. They will do it. All you have to do is just to keep it separate from your other household waste, which is dirty waste.
You've literally spoken to us about the importance of recycling, not just for the environment, but because you're also helping other people. This is someone else's livelihood.
Absolutely.
But let's talk more on the environmental impact of not recycling. We've come a long way in South Africa from people just throwing and chucking things out of their window, but we still find offenders. We're not there yet. So let's talk about the importance of actually making sure that you recycle properly.
Absolutely. You know, our landfill sites, the lifespan of our landfill sites is decreasing by the day or by the week. So we need to try and extend those, those landfill sites. Let's just talk about the impact of when we throw things on the side of the road. One of my colleagues is in the Eastern Cape at the moment, and she is saying that she sees many landfill sites on the side of the road. We shouldn't have that. What we need to do, I think, is really work as a collective to get even rural areas getting a municipal collection service. Because if you don't have that, what are they expected to do with their waste?
100%.
You know, so we need to look at ways of how we can reduce the costs of that, because in a rural area the, work is not plentiful as it is in Johannesburg, Cape Town or Durban, so their income is not as great as perhaps in the cities. So we need to find a way. There is no point in us saying, oh, it's too far away, it's out of sight, out of mind. That is just not good enough. So we really need to work as a collective. Incidentally, Paper Recycling Association has changed their name, you know, because our acronym used to be PRAZA. So we've changed it now to RecyclePaperZA. And you can go onto the website www.recyclepaperza. You can go to the paper story. There's lots of information there. But we are working hard to create a culture of recycling among South Africans. We are getting there, but we can't do it alone. You know, we work very closely with the Plastics Association. The other thing that people are going to find in their bins are PET bottles. These are recyclable. Just imagine
everything there is recyclable.
How much space this takes up in your bin. You know, so really, you know, after this, after people have watched the news, if they go to their bins and they've got to wait until perhaps next Tuesday, you can reduce what's in your bin considerably
100%.
just by retrieving what is recyclable. And you have some ideas here.
Thank you very much for coming through. Knowledge is power.
Absolutely.
And we need to do better as a people in general. And, you know, it's a collective effort, like you say, but municipalities need to help in those areas where it's like, but what do we do with our waste and where do we take it? It's still a very big problem. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Ursula Henneberry from the Paper Recycling Association of South Africa. Right.